Welcome to the 98.5 WTUC room here. I'm here with Will Moseley, American Idol season 22 runner-up Will Moseley, and Will, what was first got you into music?
Oh man, I grew up listening to a lot of music. My dad was a big music fan. My mom loved all the '90s country ladies, and I grew up kind of getting hit with both sides of it. My mom was more of the country stuff. My dad liked the older country, and then he liked a lot of rock. And so I grew up always listening to music, but no one ever played an instrument. My mom knew like one little run on the keyboard, and that's all. Like every time we'd go by a piano, she'd play the same little lick over and over. And she would say stuff like, I mean, she'd always say, I learned how to play at one time or whatever, but she never really knew how to play. And so, I don't know. I was just always kind of interested in it, but I just never took the time to really try to learn anything on it.
And who actually inspired you to make music? I was wondering to ask.
Oh man, honestly, I guess one of the names that has to be on that list, there's a long list of that because I feel like after I got started, the deeper it got, like there was just more and more influences all the time. And so one of the biggest ones, I guess, would have had to been Luke Combs because I was in school in Maryville College in Maryville, Tennessee, right just south of Knoxville, playing college football when I started playing the guitar. And Luke had just come, he was, I guess he had just come out of Boone over at App State. And so being in a college town that close, I had heard a lot about him. I know a lot of people that had seen him 10, 15 times in Boone before he ever, made it big. And so I guess for me, it was kind of that thing of like, hey, look, that dude's doing something cool right there. Like that could be, that could be me. And so it's like, it was kind of, but at that point, it's like a kid playing like rec league football and looking at Patrick Mahomes and going, that could be me because he's from the town over next to me. I mean,
Yeah.
Luke had already made it really big at that time, but it was kind of cool to see it work for somebody.
And how would you describe the music that you typically create?
Um, so I heard Zach Brown say something one time, and me and Zach have got to play a couple of shows together, and I would like to think I consider him a friend, and because we've talked, and he's given me some advice in certain situations. But the thing that Zach says is he never wants to be labeled to a genre. He never wants to make genre specific music, and that's something I thought was really cool. Music is art, and every song is different. I would think that the majority of our stuff now that we're working on now and coming out with and recording and developing and all the stuff, I would say it's more of a blend of country and southern rock. It's got the storytelling of country and the the storyline of it, but it's got the music of if a modern day country band blended with Leonard Skinner.
I was wondering, what is your creative process like?
So for me, I'm ADHD right out the gate.
That's me too.
I'll go ahead and say that. So I'm like a hamster on a wheel, and if I see something off to the left, I just get off the wheel, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, I'm supposed to be back on the wheel. So I mean, I write stuff driving down the road. I write stuff when I sit down and try to write stuff. There's times where it works, and there's times where it don't. It can be me and a buddy sitting around playing guitars, and one of us says the line and it just sparks an interest and we just take off on it. But it's always different. It can go a million different ways.
I was going to ask you, what's that new song, that song you have out, that It's You song? What's that song really about? I was going to ask you that question.
So me and Benji Taylor, he's one of my best friends in the world and he plays guitar for me. And me and him was writing one day, and we were just sitting around playing guitars. Really, is what it was. And the uh, so we were in Nashville. We had been out at the bar, and everyone else wanted to stay, but we had an early morning the next day, so we decided to go home early. And we got home. He picked up the guitars, playing around. I grabbed something to drink out the fridge. I went to go up the stairs to go to sleep. And as I'm walking up the stairs, I said, I heard him play something. I said, hold on, do that one more time. So I turn around and come back down the stairs. And he's playing it. And he's just hitting that riff. And I was like, my brain just wouldn't let go of it. And I started singing. And the first time I started singing, I think I wrote like the first verse just off the top of my head. And the rest of the song kind of come the same way. We probably wrote the whole song in like 20 minutes, maybe something like that. The whole song was written. But when we started it, I was like, this could be something cool, because they always talk about you want to write a song about a story or a feeling or something. But like when you're in a relationship, a lot of times you have a song. So it's like, Taylor Swift wrote about our song, but that's kind of the idea behind it. It's like, tell the story about when you hear that song and you just think about that person. And so we just run with it, and we kept it kind of simple, but I think it gets across I think it gets across the message that we're after, and I really like the way it turned out.
Who would you most like to collaborate with?
Oh man, that's tough. Uh, there's a list. I think top three would probably be Luke Combs, Chris Stapleton, and probably Zach Brown. I mean, man, just getting to know him over time, man, it'd be so cool to get to do that.
If you would go open a show for any artist, what would it be?
Any artist. Probably Morgan Wallen, man. That dude's selling out some big places.
I was thinking about that. I'm sorry. What is one message? Let me rephrase that. What is one message you would give to your fans?
Man, thanks. I mean, thanks for the support, for sticking with us. I mean, man, it's been wild. It's been a crazy ride for the last couple of years, and it's crazy to say that now that we're a couple of years deep into this thing, but it's been really special, man. And none of it happens without the people buying the tickets or sending the votes on American Idol or buying the T-shirt that puts gas in the bus to keep us going down the road, man. It's all because of those people.
Do you and the winner of American Idol still talk, or no? I was asking.
Me and her are we haven't spoke in a
A
few
year?
months. A few months now. No, she come to Atlanta a couple months ago. And she sent me a text and wanted me to come out to the show and hang out. And I was going to, but we had some travel, some scheduling conflict stuff going on.
In Atlanta.
But we're still friends. We don't talk every day.
Yeah, because I was rewatching your interview on Good Morning America, and I didn't see you on Kelly and Mark, so I was like, oh, you're not Kelly and Mark. I saw you on Good Morning America, talking with all them on ABC,
Yep.
and since you posted, it's already reached number one on Spotify. It hit number one on Spotify. Now.
Really?
Yeah, it's popular on number one on Spotify.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it just hit number one like last week. But here's another. What's the most useless talent you have? Useless.
The most useless.
Unuseless.
Oh, unuseless.
Unuseless. Yes.
Oh man, I don't know. Maybe the ability to talk to people.
All right. Here's a pretty funny one. Do you sing in the shower, and what songs?
I sing in the shower sometimes, but normally it's like some slow, sad country songs. Like I'll be in the shower singing like Keith Whitley, if that makes sense. You know, I don't something that's just gonna be long and drawn out and annoying, and yeah, I'm just torturing my family. That's all.
And what would you be doing right now if it wasn't for your music career?
God only knows, man.
Probably
I don't know. You
probably
know, to think
playing in the
about it,
playoffs.
looking back on it, I never really had a plan, like a real solid plan. I'd probably be running equipment somewhere, man. I don't know.
Or probably playing you because you played college football, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I quit that right before I started playing music, so I guess that would be out. I guess I could coach, maybe.
You played for Georgia Southern, right?
No, I played for Maryville College. I never played at Georgia
That's
Southern.
weird because it says Georgia Southern in your bio for some reason.
Yeah, I transferred there, and I wound up graduating from Georgia Southern.
Oh, okay. I was hoping because I was thinking it was like you played for Georgia Southern, but then you're like, I didn't know that. But where have you performed, and what was your favorite least favorite venues? Do you have any upcoming shows?
Yeah, we got some upcoming shows. We got a show in Springfield, Georgia this Friday, and then North Alabama. I don't want to say the wrong city, but we have a festival in Alabama. It's on the schedule. We will be on a run to Toccoa, Georgia, Monroe, North Carolina, and Reston, Virginia the next weekend. The following weekend, we'll run a 3 night run through Florida. And now I can't remember the name of those. I know St. Petersburg is on there and Sanford is on there. And one more. Uh might might be Tallahassee.
Tallahassee, Florida. Might
Might
be.
be. I'm not sure. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but that's where we're at. I mean, we've got a bunch of upcoming shows going on, and all of that can be found at willmosleymusic.com. You just click the link and hit tour, and it'll all pop up with the ticket links in there. And if it's a free show like the festivals, then it'll let you know that it's free there as well. Give you all the details.
And plus, we're giving away tickets for your concert here at WTUC.
Yes, sir.
And that's a big thing. Well, we did well. The last concert. Well, here's the last concert I did for ticket giveaways was the Ronnie McDowell.
That's awesome.
If you know who that is,
Yeah.
he was here with Chris McDaniel here. So that was big. And how do you feel the internet impacted the music business?
You know, it's got a big grasp on it right now, and you can use it. You can use it to promote people, or you can use it as a tool. You can full out engulf your whole life in it, or you can not use it at all and try to go old school. I don't know that I recommend that completely anymore, but you know, it can all happen. The thing is there's so many different ways now to make it in the music business that nobody really knows, man. You know, I think it's affected it, of course. I think it gives a direct input and output from the fans and to the fans of musicians. You can pump your music to them. You can hear all their comments and feedback, which is a good and a bad thing sometimes. But you know, there's all these different avenues. I think social media is a really good tool.
Like Instagram and Facebook,
Yeah,
TikTok, yeah.
yeah, no doubt.
Um, what is your favorite song to perform?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know. I love playing all of them. We've actually been playing. We've been trying to mix up the set list here and there with the band, and that's just the thing. Like I love all the songs that we've been playing, and then I'll find a new song and throw it in there, throw a couple new songs in, and we always get. I'm like, God, I love this song, but then last week I loved a different song. So you know what I mean. I really do love music, and it's hard for me to pick like a favorite song.
What is the most trouble you ever got into?
The most trouble. I don't know. I didn't get in a whole lot of trouble.
Not as a kid,
Not as a kid, not much.
but as a college student, really.
No, no arrest record.
No, like Morgan Wallen has.
It's helped
um,
him the whole time. It's helped him.
Yeah. What is the best advice you've been given?
The best advice that I've been given is to Lionel Richie told me this. He said, "You've got to find a way to enjoy the moment that you're in. You got to find a way to do it." He said, "Don't. There's so many different things to stress and worry about that you worry all the time. You know." He said, "You got to find a way to enjoy the moment that you're living in." He said, "Because one day you'll look back and it'll all be took care of itself."
And if you could change anything about the industry, what would it be?
Anything about the industry?
Yeah.
I think that's a good question. I think for me, it would probably be find a way to get better compensated for songs being streamed, the payment that we receive from streaming.
Right.
Back
Yeah.
in the day, they had album sales, and that carried them a long way. And now you have all of it digitally streamed, and so it creates different problems in the music business because everybody has to find money in different places because that's not there anymore.
Right. And let me see if I get my questions back up. Oops, I had some pull up. I was let's see here. Sorry, I was looking through questions for you. Let's see here. Music. So, what songs do you have out right now, or are you planning to make more?
Yeah, so we just released issue. Um, I guess it'll be 3 weeks, a month ago now, and we've got a couple more songs that we've been working on in the same vein. It's like I was telling
And
you when we first started that.
yeah, and you released the a Mechanic Broken Man's version. That was the
Yes,
week
yes,
before.
right before it. We just threw that out there. That was something that we just liked the idea of the song. It was the way we played it live for. We still play it live that way, and so for us, it was more of a just something we wanted to do for us, if that makes sense. So we released that version, and then we released issue, and we've got a couple more that we're planning on releasing here pretty soon.
Now, would you want to collaborate with like local artists? Would you ever want to do that?
Yeah, I write with a bunch of local artists now. Like when I'm at home and I've got a lot of friends that are local, every chance we get, we try to sit down and write together.
Let's think here. So, okay, let's see. And what's next for you?
Next is we're going to keep putting out music. We're going to keep playing shows. We're going to run out the end of this tour and be looking to make next year bigger than this year was. That's kind of the name of the game for us.
Yep. Anything else?
Not really.
And that is the podcast. Thank you so much, Will Moseley, for joining us here.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
And just wait a minute. I'm going to talk to you after the thing's over. I'm going to ask you something when the thing's over. I hope you guys have a great day. See